Hey, remember this house with no bathroom? I just sold it. I made $14,000 on it and didn't do a thing. Now, I tell you this not because I think I'm awesome, but because you might be closer to a deal like that than you realize. I'm actually heading to the courthouse now for another tax sale. Let's talk about how these deals come together. A tax deed sale sells the deed, and a tax lien sale sells the lien, and lien is the debt. And personally, I stay away from those. Let's talk about tax deeds, where you get the actual physical property. You cannot just walk into the county office and pay somebody's taxes and own the property. That is not how it works. So what is a delinquent tax deed sale? When taxes on a property are failed to be paid after a certain period of time, the municipality will sell them for back tax. Do I like taxes? No. This is a sticky subject. A lot of people don't like this, and that's okay, because this is the system we have to deal with right now. So the last two properties I bought, they were both inherited by children, and the children wanted nothing to do with it. They could have very easily just picked up the phone and called a realtor and sold it just like I did, but they didn't. First thing you need to do is Google your state and see if you are a tax lien or tax deed sale, and some of you weirdos do both. This last property I bought was local to me, but I bid online, so you can too. To find out if you are a tax lien or tax deed state, you need to go research the rules for that state and see if they have something called a redemption period, and that's the time period when the previous owner can come back and pay the taxes and regain the property. Virginia does not have that. If you can't find it, ChatGPT will tell you. This sale is oddly inside the courthouse, so I have to leave you here and to park way over here. Parking lot is absolutely full, and I highly suspect there'll be no deals to be had today. Well, that was a mess. Looking through my notes here, pretty much everything's sold for at or above tax assessment. An auctioneer or a lawyer will stand up front and just talk through the process and auction them off one at a time. Nothing fancy. Every municipality that collects taxes will at least once a year have a delinquent tax sale. You can find these on their website. The best option is usually local public record. This last house has an assessment of $60,800. It's sold for $80,000. I have seen these sell for as little as $100. Shout out to this lady I met named Precious on the Eastern Shore. She got her first property for $100. Same sale I was at, where I bought this property for $19,000 with a tax assessment of $124. Let's run through the details of the house that I just sold and made $14,000 on. My bid was $10,000, and I had a 10% buyer's premium on top of the bid fee. Now with the bid fee, the buyer's cost, the filing fee at the courthouse, a survey, and a plat, I'm into this property for roughly $14,000. It's not incredibly unusual for a very old deed to have very poor records with both legal descriptions and sizes. This survey was completely appropriate. Bonus thing for me is the county thought it was an acre and it turned out to be 1.57 acres. So hey, extra land for me. That's cool. I listed it with a realtor for $40,000 and it came under contract within 12 hours. Long story short, after 55 days, the buyer flaked out and backed out of his contract. The $1,000 earnest money reverted to me. First $1,000 we made on this property. Switched the listing status back to active. In the next 12 hours, we got an investor who wanted to buy it. But the investor came back and said, hey, I can close this thing in 2 weeks if you take $30,000 for it. And I was like, sign me up. Let's go. 2 weeks later, I get a check. Here it is. It's almost $27,000. Takes out my realtor fees and any fees associated with closing that I had to pay. And that's how we made $14,000 in roughly 2 weeks plus 55 days. So what's your takeaway for all this? Well, number one, this stuff is real. If I can do it, you can do it. And number two, not every sale is a good deal. Not every good deal is defined the same by every person. The realtor is worth his money. He actually brought me my first and second buyer, so kudos to him. If you've got hustle and drive, this really is accessible. Remember, your money is made on the purchase, not the sale. So if you buy it at a good price, you can always discount it when you need to and still make plenty of money. If you like this video or just want to see me crash and burn on some property later on, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next video.